Chandler. I'm the teacher's carpenter, helping you build stronger classrooms one strategy at a time. This is my online PLC, and today we're talking about the One Pager. The One Pager is really great if you're looking for something to help students organize their thinking. I just think they're really cool. And I know that all my friends at school are laughing at me right now because I'm kind of known as the queen of One Pagers. One Pagers are an AVID strategy. It's something I learned at my trainings there. And what I really like about the One Pager, wait, let me put one up. This is a One Pager. Well, this is what I will give the students, and so you've got all the questions in the boxes. So you give them any kind of topic, and you can see that this could be a science topic. This could be a math topic, history, social studies, art. It's endless. You can use this in kindergarten. You can use this all the way up through high school. And so what I like about it here, this is one that I use with my middle school students. And you can see I have the topic in the middle, and then I've got the boxes around, but you can organize this however you like. Now I'm going to give you some free templates. So if you check below, you should have a link for those. But you can also build these really easily. I build mine in Google Slides, and you just make the boxes however you think, whatever size you think will the kids need for what they are putting in the box. And what I also like about this is how differentiated it can be. So I have the question here for the students, and so they can answer it. Maybe the student, instead of writing a paragraph, maybe it's better for them to write a list. A lot of times I will be specific about what I want in each box, write a paragraph, write a list here. But I do get bendy based off of what students need. So if I have a student that's a struggling writer, then maybe I'm going to make that box that's a paragraph. Maybe I'm going to make that into a list as well for them. Now I want to show you some examples, because now you kind of see how it's set up. I want to show you some examples of this. So here I have an example. Look at how awesome this one looks. I have an example of a chapter summary. So this is one from one of my students in the past. I think she's a 10th or an 11th grader now. I got this one and I was like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely amazing. So shout out to you. You know who you are. You did a great job here. And you can see that it's got a lot of color. And when I first started doing One Pagers, I did make the mistake, and I feel like it is in retrospect, that it is a mistake, that you have to fill up the page with color. And I still today get some really great One Pagers that are like that, but they don't have to be, they don't have to color every inch top to bottom. That made it where it took them forever to complete these. And you can make your expectations for the One Pagers meet where the time constraint that you have. Maybe this is something, maybe you're going to be out for a day or two at a training or something, and you need it to be 2 days long. Well, have them add that color to it. Make them go the distance on it so you can adjust as necessarily. But I wouldn't say that this is an example of what you want or need every One Pager to look like. Here's another example. Again, we have the examples that I'm going to show you today are kind of like the above and beyond examples. But here we have another one that is a character analysis. We read The Bad Beginning, and this is what the kid created. Now I'm going to jump over. This is an example of one that I did in ELD summer school. The students, you can see I've got some, well, you might have to zoom in to see. But the student here, all this writing was done by a level 1 ELD student. So you can see, if you think back to that first one, was a student who was not an ELD student, and this one is, and you can see that it's something that could be used for student in the same grade level, but different needs. Next, boom, this is another one that I had newcomers do, but it is a science It's a Science One Pager. Here's another example, but this Science One Pager, what I'd like to note about it is you can see that the student came up with the way they wanted the information organized. I don't suggest that you start off like this. I suggest that you start off with the nice boxes, the nice sizes that you like, because if you start here, then students are just going to be like, I don't know what to do. So start with the structure and then slowly, I'm going to say it again. I've been saying this in all my in my podcasts recently. Take the training wheels off. Here's another example of an unstructured one pager that is for history. And here's another one from history, Cleopatra. And then finally, I want to end with this one pager. This is one that we did in my AVID class years ago. I think are they in the 10th grade now? I can't keep track. I can't keep track of what grade they're in. But this was kind of SEL meets AVID, and they talked about things that matter to them. So it's just another really cool way to use this strategy. And I can't go over the value that I think that they have, because when they're creating it, they're thinking, it's just a really good way to organize information. And you can take this one pager, after you have them create it, you ask the questions, and then this is a good way to get them writing, because then they can use this graphic organizer to write. I've also done this where we've completed a one pager, and then we've had a class discussion, and then they have the one pager in front of them to help them with the discussion that we're having. I've also used these for presentations. So these are the examples that I showed you today are all on 8.5 by 11s. So I'll just put it under the Elmo for them to do a presentation, but also I'll have the bigger Post-it paper, the larger paper, and I'll have them sit down and create a one pager together as a group. We did an activity where they came up with their own island as a group, and then they collaboratively did different parts of the one pager. Some of y'all might be like, that's a poster, but it's structured. I think that's kind of what makes the one pager maybe a little different, even though I did talk about the unstructured one pager. Anyway, we're splicing things, but I love it. I think that it is a great activity for your classroom. Please, if you thought that this was really useful, like, subscribe. Again, I'm going to be giving away free templates to you, so check that out, use them. And then what I want you to do is, after you use this strategy, come back and tell me how it worked. And be honest, be nice, but be honest. Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? What did you like about it? How did you tweak it and make it your own? Did you just start off with your own? And if you have some to share with people, share them, because that's what this is about. I want to build a community here, a Teachers Carpenter community. And so with that, go out, build something great.